how do you see the social media platforms within 10 years, since they have already replaced the traditional cables, news outlets, and the big techs are dominating the marketing industry?
I have no idea. Look, 10 years ago, I was just getting started on YouTube. If you asked me, what do you think about YouTube in 10 years? I would not have said, I'm going to have 3 million subscribers. So I have no idea. It's going to be a huge deal. And the best I can do is try to hope to still be relevant. How much is it going to replace? I don't know. A lot. But it's not super practical, right? Like, how does the answer to that question serve you? It's gonna be important. So it's good for you to get on it now. It's good for you to be relevant. It's good for you to be playing with it. It's good. It's good. So don't worry about where it's gonna be in 10 years. Worry about what you're gonna do about it right now.
I was thinking the social media would be in a virtual level, new platforms.
Oh, there definitely will be new platforms. I mean, does YouTube evolve enough? Maybe. Look at Clubhouse. What was Clubhouse a year ago? Nothing. Now, if you're in the audio world and you're not in Clubhouse, you're making a huge mistake.
Yeah, and I think I read something today that Twitter and Facebook's about to come out there. They're about to come out with their own audio version to compete with Clubhouse.
Instagram has done multiple rooms, like you can bring multiple people into a live stream. Yeah, and whether they keep winning or whether Clubhouse eats the whole audio game, whether YouTube, I don't know if we're 10 years away from virtual, like mass consumption of virtual, maybe, but it's just keeping current, right? Like it's moving fast on what currently is instead of trying to predict what is going to be. Clubhouse currently is. Nobody would have predicted Clubhouse. Nobody. I mean, maybe the Clubhouse founders, but nobody predicted Clubhouse. But if you're fast and you move and you're good,
yeah,
you can win.
But that's so no one would have predicted Airbnb, Uber. I mean, so many different things that just changed. It changed everything.
Yeah.
I have a question for Evan.
All right. Drew.
Okay.
Are you going to play in the NFT space?
I'm not into collectibles really, so no.
So the only reason I ask is because I saw a really interesting interview, and they were discussing on how the Justin Kan is planning on using NFTs. Mm-hmm. So Justin's the guy who invented basically the founder of Twitch.
Yep.
And what he is doing is his first. I think it was first 100 videos are being turned into NFTs and sold. And what he is then doing is as like a holder of the NFT, he's doing specifically like a membership live call for holders of his NFTs.
The whole video or just frames from the video?
I think the whole video.
Okay. I see people doing frames, but okay.
But so What's fascinating about that is like as it's kind of like an insider club.
Yep.
Where you can still continually add value to those people. But what's interesting about most NFT platforms is they give you the ability to collect royalties on future sales. So if somebody chooses to give up their NFT, you still get a percentage of whatever the transaction is.
Mm-hmm. It's usually free for the first one or massively discounted. They do this with artists a lot, right? It's like, hey, free to list it to make the first sale, but then you get a commission all the way through on any future sale.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of a very fascinating concept because, like, especially as like creators, a lot of times the monetization piece is a little bit more on the complicated side.
I don't know that this makes it less complicated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as like finding ways to have like your work create an ongoing revenue stream, as opposed to like in the case of YouTube, it's more straightforward. Mm-hmm. But if you're like an artist, it gives you the ability to.
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing. The ongoing revenue stream for the artist is the most interesting thing, for sure. I just don't have I mean, right now, my opinion on March 8th, 2021.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? Maybe in a year, I'm all in on NFTs. You know, I'm not enough into collectible. I mean, I used to be. If I was doing collectibles right now, I'd go back to when I was into baseball cards. I'd be doing, man. Now that I have money, I'd be buying like all sorts of old school baseball cards. I just don't feel the connection to it anymore. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So if I was going collectibles, that's where I would go. On the buying side and selling, I don't know. I just don't. Because I'm not into the collectibles, I don't like it. I like the business model is super intriguing, especially for artists. But right now, it's just not interesting enough for me.